Good morning, everyone. So today, what we have here, it's a fender. And the nicest part of a fender is their case. These cases are really nice. The guitars, this one is suffering from a bad case of fenderitis. And in this particular symptom, the truss rod nut is stripped out in the forward direction. Probably because this neck has lots of built-in warp. We'll see when we take the strings off. But yeah, this came from a local shop, and it's Jeff Beck, I think, right? Is that? I can't read any of these artist signatures. I think, yeah, Jeff Beck. Jeff Beck Strat. Oh, caster. The trem's not up high enough for Jeff Beck. But yeah, so they tried tightening the truss rod, and the neck was almost straight, and it was basically stripped out. Whereas it just slips. I mean, it was just about playable, but if it ever needs anything more, it just nowhere to go. And we can't be selling stuff that has broken truss or stripped rods, right? Or stripped nuts. Don't want to strip your nuts. It's bad. Nobody likes a stripped nut. So, I'm going to show a kind of trick. A lot of guys know this one, but I'll show a neat way to get, because you got to get that plug out, which is walnut, and then the nut is in here with a washer, and so you got to get that out before you can actually change it, because you know they had the really dumb design down here, so they put it up here with a bullet, which was really a great design. If it stripped, it pulled it out. Plus those things didn't strip because they were very deep. But no, couldn't have something that made sense, Fender. But anyway, we're going to show you how to take that out, and then the process of redoing it. We have the where the parts go. We have this, Fender branded walnut plug. You'll notice that it's not shaped for that at all, because when they build these things, they put that piece in while they're building the neck, and then this whole cutter thing just cuts the whole thing in perfectly all at once. We cannot do that. So let's get you guys in the holder. I think I might move the mount over to this side, stick it to that amp. A little better angle on the dangle here. So hold on, pause. Okay, now we got that situated. Give you guys a good look at the business end of this here operation. And let's take the strings off. Incoming Bosch. Oh, wrong way. Whew. Yeah, I had it going the wrong way. It's an excellent way to break a string. But that's okay. I'm just doing this to line these up for when I restring it. They're locking tuners, so it's easiest if you leave the string holes in line with the headstock. Right there-ish. Okay, and let's get all these off there. Yoink. All right, we're gonna need a little room back there to do what I gotta do. So let's get those tuning machines off. And I do like Fender hardware, actually. Check this out. These, they're double. Oh, you guys back hitting you. They got the double pin style instead of a set screw, so nice and clean. And I think the hardware's made by Shaler, so it's good hardware. They're tuners anyway. I like their tuners. It's funny. They have a lot of good things stuck on bad designs. Again, why not make your truss rod more substantial? Why use an 1/8 inch? Come on, get off there. An 1/8 inch Allen wrench when you could use a 4mm. Something that's not going to strip out. Do we want to take that? I don't think we need to take that. Am I going to need to get in there? Let's see. Are there any shims under there? Let's see. Those things often have tiny parts that I don't want to lose, but it might be in my way. So let's take this off. So even this is a cool design. This is just the LSR the new LSR version. The old ones were known to rattle. These actually work pretty good. It's not going to wear out. Very, very low resistance when you're doing the bendy stuff. Doesn't look super ugly. Let's see, come on, anything under there? 2 of them. Yep, see there's 2 of these little, okay, I think 2. Sometimes they're stacked up and you think there's only one and then you lose the other one. Those are very thin. We may not even need those in final setup. But, all right, let me find a bag for these things. Okay, because we'll definitely lose those otherwise. So, come on. There we go. Right in there, in there. Okay. Now I'm less likely to lose that. Oop. Also, save these screws. If you mess up these screws when you're putting this thing in, these are like nearly impossible to find. They're like teeny tiny and long with tiny little heads. So definitely want to lose those. Do not want to lose those. All right. So we are ready. All right, ready to go. Now, I know this is going to be scary. Ready? We are going to take our soldering iron, our soldering iron, yes. Stay with me, it'll be okay. And what we do is want to clean it off. Make sure you don't have any excess crap on there. Give it a good cleaning in whatever you use to clean your iron. And now we're going to stick this right in there. Yep, it's burning. I know, it's really scary. But the problem is you have to get that plug out of there, and it's glued in. The one plus is that walnut and maple don't really like each other. They don't really like to glue up to each other, so the glue joint usually isn't super strong. All right, there we go. All right. Ooh, let's. It'd be nice if we don't scorch the maple. So let's kind of focus up there. Try to just hit the inside. And of course, this is a satin finish or flat finish headstock. If it were glossy, we could be a little less careful. I mean, you got to be careful with doing this because high heat and your chance of messing up this guitar. But with gloss, we can always fill it with super glue. If something chips, you can do a lot to mitigate any damage, scratches, and whatever may happen. Flat finishes are a lot harder to cover up. But we're going to do our best. All right, let's see where that got us. So now, often when Fender truss rods strip, they don't strip in the backwards direction as much, so you can catch it backwards. And what we're doing is we are using there it goes, look at that, see? Look at that. We're using the mechanical power of the nut itself to back out this plug. See, it doesn't need a ton of heat. We might have got a little bit of a scorch mark there on the edge, but nothing major. And just keep doing this. Just keep backing it out. I think I have the long-handled Stumac version somewhere around here. Ooh, I think I see a regular T-handled one. Let me grab this. This will make our lives a little easier. There we go. See that? That is how you remove. Oh, okay. And that's as many threads as that truss rod has. So now if you're careful, really careful, you can grab that with some end nippers. Let's see if these are wide enough to get on there. Just kind of gently, careful not to scratch the other finish. Just kind of gently try to rock it out of there. There we go. All right. Yay. See, that's way easier. A little bit of a scorch mark there. That's all right. I think we can get rid of that. It was way easier than trying to Dremel that thing out of there. It's just, trust me, this is the way. All right, and get off of there. Now we're gonna get that little brass fender washers. And now hopefully what we can do is, if you just kind of, it's pretty tight, but just as you're turning, pull, there we go. Pull and turn. And it'll kind of catch. And then you just keep kind of pull as you turn type of thing. And it'll just keep slipping out. And you just keep doing it. And once it gets to about there, you can also grab it with your end cutters. And there it is. And it doesn't look bad, or as bad as it could be, but as soon as you get that wrench in there and start pushing forward, it just spins. All right, let's go find us another nut. We'll put that back in there, and we'll hopefully get it all buttoned up back up. All right, stay tuned. Pause. I'm gonna come back with a nut. Okay, we found her. I think this, yeah, that looks right. All right. So, brandy dandy new trussy roddy nutty, and I always like to put a little bit of lube on the threads. Lube makes everything better, right? And now we are going to thread that. Come on. There, oh, we weren't in all the way. I hate it when that happens. And I can see it going. You can see that they cut through a little bit there. It's caught the threads, and we are on the way. And we'll see when it starts to actually engage the rest of the, whoa, there we go. Now it's starting to tighten up. Boy, I might, I have some, let me see how this neck looks. I haven't actually even sighted it yet. Now we got it out of there. I'm going to do this off camera. It's not awful. It's got a little bit of a natural bow to it. And what happens there is the rosewood, the rosewood shrinks at a different rate than the maple. And so it basically pulls in this way and pulls the maple with it, and that little truss rod just isn't powerful enough to do anything about it, or just fights against it. It just can't keep up. So people strip the nuts out, trying to over tighten things. I'm hoping that, let's see what we can do. Let's see if this will, how much I can get out of it. See, it's almost, I don't like that T-handle thing. Get in there with an actual wrench. All right, still turn. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, it's backbowed right there. I might try to find another washer. I don't like putting washers under there because that usually means that the wood has compressed for some reason or other, but it just might mean that they didn't quite get this truss rod to lay in the exact same place as it should versus where it's supposed to be cut, because it's basically pushing on a piece of wood in here, and sometimes it just gets smushed in a little bit. It didn't feel like it's like it wants to keep going, so we're going to put another washer. I should have done that first. We're going to put one of those, actually I think I'll just use this one. There's the reason that washer is on this side of it is because the same action that let us push that nut out, giggity, it will, if your neck is too far backbowed, it acts like a two-way, it's their version of a two-way rod, basically. And it doesn't work all that good, and 99 of 100 times you don't need to make a fender go forwards, especially with string tension. Yeah, it does happen. I know you had one that did, but normally you don't. All right, so how we do this is we take a pair of these long needle nose, and you can just like that. And I'm gonna take the guitar and just tilt it down, let gravity help me. And then just do that. And that falls over the shaft. Oh, I better make sure I don't put the wrong, not that one. Okay, didn't want to put the wrong truss rod nut in there. That'd be, or the old one. Get it all in there. It would be the broken one. That would be smart. Why don't I throw that one away? We have a bin in the shop of truss rod nuts, various ones. Some are just from junk guitars that we've scavenged because they're good. And there's often someone will do this operation, not me, and will put the stripped one back in the bin. Because for some reason, you know, somebody may want a broken truss rod nut or a stripped truss rod nut. All right. Now let's see if we get anything, if it feels a little better. We want our nut to feel a little better, right? All right, let's get the real wrench. Yeah, I think that seems to get it to that same point with less effort. So that's cool. So, all right, we're going to basically set it to where it's just about neutral. There. Right about there. Okay. And now we're going to replug our hole. I wonder if I can sand this off. I may not need to. No, that wood's pretty. Yeah, has that wood been destroyed? Let's see what happens. It'd be great if I could reuse that because the angle's already cut. But I think I've pretty much charcoaled that wood. Let's see. You guys see what's happening here? I think I've pretty much turned that to just Kingsford. Maybe not. This would be the first time I've ever been able to reuse the... Oh boy, that looks... Will that be really ugly in there? You guys are witnessing history here. Let's see if I can get something in there to clean up that there hole. That hole is crusty. We don't like that. That's probably too big. Yep. All right, unravel a little of that. There we go. Let's see here. You know what? That doesn't look so bad. It's a lot less charcoal looking than I had previously thought. All right, you know what? Let's see if we can reuse this. That would be cool. Let's clean it up a little more. That'll save me a decent amount, and the customer, well, which is the store, but somebody is paying for this. Save a few bucks, right? Oh, you guys aren't even seeing what's happening. Just basically cleaning off. That's not bad at all. Huh. All right. Let's clean up the center of that a little bit. Let me roll up another piece of sandpaper. Maybe I should get some 220. This is 400. But let's see if I can get it with this. What do you think? What do you guys think? What would you guys do? Replace it? See if this works. I'm gonna replace it. I'm gonna see if this works because work smarter, not harder, right? Okay, I'm gonna get this piece of 220 and clean it up a little bit more. I usually have some kicking around the bench. Did I throw away all my scraps? Might have. How would you do that? All right, hold on. Pause. All right, got a little bit of 220 here. Already got it rolled up. So pre-roll. Give me that more. Okay, now we're. Okay. Nice. I like it. Here. Let's use our blowgun so we can dust this off. Cool. Blow out our hole. Cool. Oh, you guys didn't see me blow out the hole. No, nothing came out of there. All right, let's see if this. Let's actually. I'm going to lightly sand the outside of this just a little bit. That's not light. Not light. This one is. Get rid of any or most of the whatever glue residues off there. This is definitely not a structural joint. So if it's not 100% perfect, it doesn't really matter. All right, employing manual blowgun. Now the trick is going to be to get that to line up to the edge. Oop. All right. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Sometimes I scare myself. Oh, I like it. It's not quite in there all the way. That's what she said. But let's give it a little gentle linear persuasion. Don't want to cause dents. Come on. Come on, you don't even want to go. Go in. Go in your home. Ooh, that's getting really close. Careful, don't dent it. Oh, don't hit you guys either. Wow. Oh, you guys are getting kind of floppy there. Tight. There we go. All right. That's. Wow. I like it. I might want to get that just a little bit below deck, because I'm going to use some super glue to reattach and kind of darken it back up. Now that looks, I know it looks like it might be up just a bit, but here, let's zoom in. Use the zoom. Whoa, extreme close up. All right, it's not too bad. Too bad. Is it? It's just maybe it's just about flush there. All right, let's swing back out a little bit. There we go. Just a little more. Just give it a little back and forth action. Make sure that I like it before I make it permanent. Yep, cool. We're just barely below the surface, just like not even the thickness of a 9-gauge string. All right, now we're going to get some super powered glue. And where's my super powered glue? All right, there it is. And we're going to do this. You know, I don't want to do it above the guitar, but I want you guys to see. So I'm using a toothpick. Oh, is that plugged? There. Had to unplug our tip. So we're going to use a toothpick first, just to get things rolling. And just kind of do that. There we go. See how it'll darken it right up. And it'll hopefully hide. All right, now that we see what it's going to do, let's get a little more. Oh, man. And, yep, got it. They use poly finish, so if you get the super glue while it's wet, you can wipe it right off. And, all right, so now let's be a little more adventurous here. Here we go. Now, use my toothpick applicator. Be careful, don't stop. You don't want to glue it to something in there. And this will darken and act like a finish on that raw walnut. Don't want to get too much in there because I don't want it running down into the truss rod cavity, obviously. So that's why I'm not like going nuts with putting a ton on there all at once. But then again, I don't want it to run backwards onto the face of the headstock either. So, all right, there we go. So just kind of use the toothpick to pull it where you want it, and then use the tip to just kind of guide it like that. See that? Try not to overlap the maple. Here we go. Now, whoop. Basically giving it the swirly treatment there, get it all around the inside. And all right, let me change my angle of the dangle here. Got it from a different position. There. And I always assume I'd have to do just a little bit of sanding, so I'm not super worried about stuff up, especially up in the rosewood. That you can sand that rosewood and that'll be just fine. I just don't. I was really worried about putting chips in the maple when I was cutting the new plug, but we didn't have to do that. So just this little amount of sanding I'll have to do will be much more betterer. All right, now, by the way, any of that super glue around the edges there will get around all that seam, and it will seal this thing in there nicely. Okay. Now let's hit it with our accelerator. Glue Boost is what we use here at the shop. Works very well. Definitely decent products, although I think cyanoacrylate, I don't know how to say that word, is pretty much, as long as it's what it is, it's pretty much the same. I've used the Bob Evans stuff and the Great Plains stuff. It all works good. I've even used, dollar store super glue. And the gel stuff can be weird, but regular super glue is usually pretty reliable. All right, we have a little, no, maybe not. I thought we might have had a little build up a bump there, but perhaps not. We're going to, I need myself a fresh, I thought I had some more around here. No? Fresh razor blade? Did they fall down there? Oh, am I just out? No? Negative? All right. I need to go grab myself a razor blade. Hold on. Pause. All right. Oop, bumped you guys. Got it. A brand new blade. And we'll show you what we do here. So we take a piece of masking tape and take the razor blade and the tape and go like this with it. All right. And then kind of figure out how wide that spot is that you're going to need to hit, and just put tape on that width. Now, if you don't press down too hard, and if your surface is nice and flat, you have a thing that will shave off any little lump that's sitting proud. Yeah. I felt a little bump there. And there we go. I don't know if you guys can see so good what's happening. How about like that? There we go. So basically it's just barely, and don't press too hard because you can cut through the masking tape. But this is a really useful trick for, see that? Scraped whatever there was bumped up. Nice, I could feel it just a little bit. Right, like I said, this is might be a little bit there. And if you flex the blade, give it a little bow inward, you'll make it just even that much closer. Be careful because you can definitely go below what the razor blade's hitting. But yeah, like just bend it a little bit. There we go. That. And if you're gentle and careful and have a sharp blade, don't be tempted to use these things over and over, because what'll happen is they're razor blades. They're not really meant for this, but they work for this. But the edge is so fine that after doing this a few times, you kind of ruin it. And then the more you do it, the harder you have to press. And that's when you end up digging the sides in, cutting through the tape, making mistakes. Okay, we're gonna leave it right there. Now I'm gonna get myself some, I think some 600 grit. Let's start at 6. Okay, what do you guys think? I'm gonna start at 600 and just try to be real gentle. And oh, I should get rid of that. That's right, forgot about that spot. Where'd that thing go? Where did I just, there it is. Okay. Forgot to get the top. So just get rid of any of that there. There, that just had like a little bit of a chunk sticking up. And we can sand on the rosewood. That's fine. And we just want to be real careful about making marks. And those pores fill up. A little bit of spot there on top around that's fine. And you don't have to worry about making this. It's not a structural joint. It's just aesthetics at this point. Yes, if you were using it as a two-way rod, but you'll never have to use it as a two-way rod. Never. Not once. One way only. That's looking good. It's kind of satiny now. We'll kind of just go around here, just kind of blend it to the old finish if you can. And that'll often take care of any little scorch marks that you might have left. And this just kind of evens out everything. What do you think? How many of you guys done this? Look at that. That is looking good. I'm loving it. Hopefully McDonald's doesn't sue me for that. Or maybe they do. It'd be fun. Nice. Nice. See? Now, don't want to go nuts at this part either. Don't get polished and sand crazy, because you'll just go through it and you'll have to put more super glue on. And I like to always start with a higher grit and work backwards, because doing that is a lot easier than going the other way, right? Right. Cool. I think we're going to call that good. Normally I would buff all this out, but it is a satin headstock. If we buff that out, it would look pretty seamless. Cool. I like it. I want to get my furniture markers. Another Luthery trick is furniture markers. Here, hold on. I'll be right back. Pause. All right. These things. You see them at like discount stores and touching up furniture stuff. And we can just even out. These work great for guitar repair. Look at that, see? Even out the brown. And just try to color in the lines like you're a kid. Right? There. That's cheating. They dye wood all the time. All your ebony boards are dyed. Yes, that looks, look at that. Even more better. This is like the most better. And we can go right onto the rosewood. Do that, and you can take your finger and go like that. Look at that. See that? Just wipe it right on there. Voila. Like it never happened. That's how we want to do it. Like it never even happened. So that's it. That is how you do that. Sure you guys don't need to see me set up another Strat. So we're going to call it on this one. Call that a success. Truss rod nut replacement with the walnut plug. Not even out of the package. Reuse the old one. World's first. Never to be seen again. Maybe it will. I don't know. Now that I know it's possible, I'm going to try to do that all the time. Anyway, we will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Do all YouTube, like, share, share. Wow. Like, subscribe, share, and later. See ya.